gather jumps or approach jumps. So what we're doing with this drill is we don't need any equipment, and it's just a drill where we're trying to learn to take our linear force, so running forward, straight vertical, and learn to transfer that energy efficiently. All you really need for this drill is a target. So I have myself in a 9-foot room with a suspended ceiling, so I know that that's a target that I can hit and it'll move. I'm 5'9". My ceiling 9 foot, that means that if I can hit my head on that my gather vertical is going to be 39 inches. So it gives me a goal of trying to hit my head on something, or if we're somewhere else trying to reach. So in my prime, I know that just standing, my vertical was probably 37, 38 inches, and my gather was 42 to 43. What I want you to take out of that and understand is that if I'm standing and all the power I can get, it's still about 5 or 6 inches less if I add that linear force. So your gather or your approach jump should be significantly more than just your standing vertical if you learn to transfer energy correctly. So that's really the goal here, is teaching you how to do that. And like I said, you just need open space, you need some patience, and it's a drill that the more you do it, the better you're going to become. So repetition is going to be your #1 teacher on this. So understand that on some of these videos we showed me coming out of nowhere, or show me taking a longer takeoff. It starts with just a 1-2 step. As we get better at understanding how to use our motion and transfer that up vertical, the more linear motion we add, the higher we can jump. And that's to a certain point, not 100 yards away, but you can go from 2 steps to 5 steps to 7 steps and start to learn to transfer more and more of that energy. So where we have to start with this is understanding that with our feet, as I step out in front, so I'm going to step in with one and then the other as it happens. As I step in with one, I'm running on my toes, and then that step farther out in front is heel to toe, and it's going to jam into the ground and roll heel to toe so I can transfer that energy straight up. If I don't slow myself down enough, I'll end up going forward. So I have to work on transferring that energy from this foot and from that foot. So understand that your feet are what controls it. Our hips, what we need to do is our leg goes out in front, they're going to kind of descend and roll so we can go vertical. So it's going to be almost like a U to transfer that energy. So if I take a lead step here, you'll notice that my hips descended, and even maybe my steps before are leading into that descending and getting down here. I have to be low, not too low, but not too high, to make sure I'm activating my glutes as my powerhouse. Yes, I'm going to use my quads. It's going to be a triple extension to explode up, but if I don't get low enough and I keep my weight over the top, I'll end up going that way and really not activating my glutes in this jump. What my arms are going to be doing is, as I run in there and I would take that step, they're going to go behind, and then they're going to help transfer force into the ground and then go up to blocking as I leave the ground. So if I were to go grab a rim or dunk a basketball or whatever it may be, I may put my arms above me, but right now with this target trying to hit my head, I'm just going to take them to blocking because I have no goal of reaching something I'm trying to hit my head. So as we try and put all this together, just start very simply 1-2. So for me, I'm comfortable stepping with my right, left, and dipping and ripping my arms through. So you'll notice I'll descend, heel to toe, and my hips will go down and then prepare to go up. So I'm not going to jump on this, but I go here, 1-2, and go up. So my hips, if you watch it, roll through, don't go backwards. I stay over the top, but they roll through to load those glutes and prepare for that takeoff. So my arms, again, if you watch it, they go back, rip, and I go up. So where I can start with this drill is just getting this motion first. Then as I get more comfortable, I start to add a jump. And remember, on that landing, we want to be able to absorb it. So we're trying to land softly, anticipate it, activate those muscles, land on the balls of our feet, because the higher we jump, we got to be able to absorb that. And then as I get better from there, I start taking off farther and farther and back, giving myself a goal. So I love this drill. This is how, for me, when I learned how to dunk, and that was a goal, it was first touching the backboard, or touching the net, then the backboard, then grabbing the rim, then going above the rim, then getting another small ball over the rim, and so on from there. And it was just repetition, repetition, repetition. The more I jumped, the more I trained that neurological pathway, and I got faster and more efficient in that transfer of power. Probably got a little bit stronger as I did it too, and even if I was growing, but the more I did it, the more my body started to understand exactly what needed to happen. So this just isn't for basketball. It's great for football as we're running down the field and we may have to take up off of 2 feet. Great for volleyball, understanding that transfer of energy, whether we're hitting or blocking. Soccer, we think about a header, so it goes across sports, learning to take that energy and jump as high as we can. So gather jumps, you can do this landing on a box and different things, but this is as pure as it gets, just trying to reach and hit something and give yourself that goal. So be smart with this, but think about it, slow down, and don't get frustrated as you initially go, because you got to take time to build that pathway and tell your body that this is the most efficient pathway and this is what I could do, this is how deep I got to get, not this deep, not this high, and working through it, and that will help make you a better athlete, but also at the same time increase that vertical, not only just standing, but learning to transfer energy and get as high as you can.